not kidding around. What's that sound? We're probably hitting the ground, and I've come too far to let 'em down. Hey guys, so, coming down from the rafters to your house? No, she's no chip. No chip, no chip, no chip. No chip. Yeah. It's me, me. It's me, Endamati Evening Night. Your number one thought form made manifest, number one heroine of, Earth Eye. Okay. Coming at you with some Kara Kaminari. Alright, let's make a monster, shall we? Alright, now. Alright, now. Mad Burger. Alright, we're gonna create a man. Alright, now. Alright, now. This once peaceful, living cheeseburger. Alright, we're gonna write it like cheeseburger. Yeah, we're gonna start off with a cheeseburger. It's a hey there, Annabelle, thank you for the head pats. Annabelle, thank you. It's a creature from the realm of food that came from an island off the coast between the land of grain and the land of sweets. And unfortunately, it kind of ended up getting possessed by an evil, dirty foodborne parasite, which gave it insatiable hunger, and a dangerous mutation. It was sweet and delicious since slightly burnt tasty cheeseburgers. Burgers reminiscent. I spelled reminiscent wrong. I don't know how to spell it. I guess I'll just, I'll leave it misspelled because I'm not going to take the trouble to spell properly. By the way, Annabelle, did you know that you're cute? Of a burger joint. Yes, and I'm also misspelling burger, but that's more intentional. Yeah, we're spelling burger like, alright now. That burger joint. Yeah. In America, fuck yeah, freedom is the only way. Yeah. Actually, we're just gonna say in America. Yeah, land of making cheeseburgers and also guns, and sometimes cheeseburgers that look like guns. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every McDonald's Happy Meal comes with a free gun. Annie, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, it's an indie that's early in the morning. That's right. Then I'm writing about alright now. This burger monster seems peaceful and friendly at first, but quickly reveals rows of razor-sharp, jagged, long teeth under its bun, and inside of it is a large maggot-like parasitic worm that is controlling it, and it has a hook-like bloodworm mouth to infect and inject and drain blood for itself from its victims. It is said to be. Alright, now, I need to go over the lore if you know this parasite stuff. You know, basically during the Great Rot in the Realm of Food, there was kind of a forgotten monster on this one. There's kind of a forgotten monster that, you know, was kind of left to its own devices on this one island that's been kind of hiding for quite a while. You know, ever since the end of the Great Rot, when the four apostles of eating sealed away the Great Rot. And, you know, this one, you know, basically was like a big foodborne parasite, which looked like a big, big wedding cake. Yeah, and that kind of folded up into it. Yeah, and it kind of spread a whole bunch of parasites that, you know, are disguised, that, you know, took over, you know, peaceful food residents on this one island. So basically, we have a whole bunch of things that look like, friendly looking food. You know, only if you, you know, take a bite of them, you're going to infect you with parasites, yeah. And they're going to compel you to eat more, and then they're going to take over your mind and your body, yeah. It said that eating this is a no-no, due to the fact the parasites will worm itself into people's brains and take over, much like the mythical brainworm or the yerk from Animorphs. Yesterday, I came across a weird occurrence in cassette piece. I was hunting with friends and suddenly a vision split into 2 bootlegs. Whoa, that's awesome. By the way, Yenny, have you run into Black Shuck yet? Yeah, if you see something, you know, kind of glitchy that looks like your player character, that's what that is. It's Black Shuck, and it has like a 1% chance of, you know, being a battle, but it's kind of a mirror match. So please be but if you do it, you do get a tape that, you know, guarantees that you can get what was it? Alright, the arcane bootleg, yeah, that you can get that, and you can use it on, you can turn anything into an arcane bootleg, yeah. It happened twice in one day, yo, that's awesome. Alright, that is super awesome, yeah, I like that. I guess they upgraded some of the bootlegs with fusion splits, yeah. It comes from an island that had a festering evil left over from the Great Rot days, before the 4 apostles of eating sealed away the Great Rot, but this evil hid underground and spawned parasites that took over the island and turned it into a trap for anyone who ventures therein. The Mad Burger being one of the victims of this evil's influence. It is unknown if this evil is related to the parasite brain, but it could be. Yeah, by the way, I should probably explain the backstory. I think the game bugged out for me, and, you know, a friend accidentally used ritual candles at the same time because the bootleg started appearing nonstop. Uh-oh. Well, that's pretty funny. Alright, I should explain the lore in Parasite Brain. Basically, Parasite Brain is this large, you know, psychic entity that, you know, resembles a brain. He used to be like a psychic conqueror. He used to be a rather small and insignificant being before he, like, ate some essence that was left over from, you know, the Dark Age. You know, that was something that, you know, Lilith, you know, kind of left behind, you know, from the scars of, the Dark Age. Then he kind of drank from it and kind of got turned into Parasite Brain, which is like a, you know, large psychic brain-like entity with, you know, writhing tentacles and all that, with the power to, you know, spawn like parasites and all that to, you know, kind of take over the galaxy. Yeah. So yeah, having parasites, you know, linked to him that might have infected the realm of food, you know, could be a possibility, but it could be a possibility. Alright, now, rumors say that there was a group of sailors whom, tricked by agents of the vegetable empire, started transporting food from the islands. From the islands, bringing the parasites to the mainland. To the mainland, including this one. Sadly. Sadly, which is why Toast and Endamati would find themselves confronted alright, whoops, I spelled confronted wrong. Confronted by the evil, including its zombified infected henchmen such as this one. Alright, this creature is a poison element. It's a poison element in insect creature. That is aligned with Void. It is weak to fire and light elements. And if the worm can be destroyed, the creature's mind can be saved, though. Can be saved. Hopefully. Alright now. Alright, yeah. Alright now. And it'll become tame again. Maybe. Though the source of the infection should also be destroyed. Yeah, there we go. I think we got quite enough for this. Yeah, by the way, I should probably tell you what, inspired me to make this island, full of parasite monsters and infected, creatures in the realm of food. Yeah, have you guys ever played Bugsnax? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a spoiler for Bugsnax, though. Not gonna lie. It's a bit of a spoiler for, Bugsnax. Whoops, Alright, I'll go back. Alright now, Endamati. Alright now, let's add it to groups. Alright, I thought of a couple things, yeah. Alright, I thought of a couple things for its abilities, yeah. And alright now. Enemy move list. Bloodworm bite. Can infect people with a parasite. Parasite that causes poison. That causes poisoning and infection. Must be cured before the timer runs out, or a parasite kills. Alright, now let's see what's... Alright, let me check your comment real quick. Alright, what's that comment gonna say? Alright, hold on for just a minute. Alright, what's this comment? Good morning, cute. No, I am not cute. I am not a pocket bat. Yeah, but I am a fairy and a bat, yeah. I am here with the Cool Ranch and Dorito Chicken Biscuit, an official chicken biscuit stream. I am not cute or a pocket size. Kills a target by eating their brain. Rotten beef. Poison element magic. Inflicts rot on food on hors d'oeuvres. On hors d'oeuvres. By the way, hors d'oeuvres are what the residents around the food are called. such as the creatures as well as the people. It's mostly used to refer to the people if you know the realm of food, though. And rot is like one of the most dangerous conditions because it can zombify them. It can zombify them or other life forms with a low chance. Yeah. All undead love brains, but you don't really eat them because it needs to be more in tradition or taste. Well, the reason it does this is because of the Great Rot, which basically spread a whole bunch of rotten decay in the realm of food, which obviously that's not good because the realm of food needs to keep fresh and delicious. Yeah. I mean, have you guys ever seen or tried it or been served rotten food in a restaurant or something? It's like super gross and disgusting. Yeah. So the Great Rot basically like zombifies food. Yeah. It can zombify food, which is it can zombify the residents of the realm of food, which is very dangerous. And obviously, foodborne illnesses such as, caused by parasites is, also very dangerous, yeah. It kind of reminds me of this one episode of Ozzy and Drix. The cartoon. You guys ever hear that? Yeah, you probably haven't, but, and one of them, the main character kid, the main character kid whose body that, everything takes place in, they were kind of, preparing sausages and didn't cook them properly. So they kind of, ended up, so that Ozzy and Drix had to kind of fight, trichinosis worm, which, gets in people's eyes and, can blind them. I've had Flanders burgers, I figured out that the beef tastes exactly like beef anuses. Alright, yeah. Alright, now, I think that's enough, yeah. Alright, now, I think that's enough, yeah. Yeah, alright, yeah. Getting inflicted with rots or parasites is, probably not a good idea. Yeah, if you get infected with parasites in the lore, it kind of, creates a timer on you. And if the timer runs out, you kind of get inflicted with instant death because the parasites will take you over. So that's also very bad, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these things are these parasite entities are connected with the Great Rot. That's why, they still spread rot, yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright, I think that's quite enough for them. I just had the thought, yeah. I don't blame you for thinking it's like super gross, yeah. Yeah, especially people eat a surprising amount of things inside their food that you wouldn't think would be in there. Especially like insects. Yeah, some of them are kind of parasites that some of them are parasites. Yeah, that's obviously not good. Yeah, but the human defense system does have, special white blood cells that can deal with parasites. Alright, now. Let's go work on something else, shall we? Hey, whoops, I did press it, right? Alright, here we go. Sorry about that. Alright, now, let's see. Alright, now, the 4 enemies of humanity. The 4 enemies of humanity are as follows. No, whoops. Alright. I don't have an immune system. I'm a skeleton. I don't have an organic system for diseases to infect. I mean, that is true. Yeah. I suppose skeletons don't have to worry about rots because don't have to worry about rots or poison, do they? Or about parasites, really. Well, that's a good advantage. Yeah, I like that. You have pretty much the advantage here. That's one of the enemies. Just humanity like IRL. No. That I can assure you that is not the case. Alright, now, Dark Lord C. The false savior, the anointed despots. Dark Lord V. Dark Lord V, the Purifier. The Anointed Butcher. Dark Lord O. The Dark Goiler. The Dark Goiler, the Anointed Slaver. Alright now. Yeah, by the way, don't tell Twitch I said that word. They don't like it for some reason. Alright now, fine. Alright now, yeah. Dark Lord F, the Starving One. The Starving One, the Anointed Miser. Alright now. Yeah, basically all these things are basically like Eldritch entities, and they're kind of inspired by the Four Horsemen. Yeah, of course I kind of, decided to make them a little bit different, yeah. All these sound like guys I would have a beer with. Ow, foam. Foam. Don't, no. Bad. Bad skeleton. I'm gonna use white magic on you, yeah. White magic, go. Prepare to be hit with a heal spell and, turn to dust just like the undead in, Final Fantasy. Bad skeleton, bad. Bunk. By the way, guys, I should let you know I am in the process of, getting emotes. So you guys will have emotes soon. Alright, now let's write about that false savior. He is a tyrant who claims to be a great hero and savior of the people, but in reality, he stands for selfishness and personal gain and power at the expense of others, and drives out the opposition of evil, which stands in the way of him and the absolute power he craves. There we go. Now, Backlight Magic. That's right, foam. That's right, foam. Okay, I'm just teasing foam a little bit, okay? I'm just teasing you a little bit, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, alright now, he resembles a white-clad skeletal king in a crown and purple cape, riding with like white horse and shiny gold armor. Yeah, alright, now we got a skeleton horse and like gold armor. And with the white veil. Alright, yeah. He wields a massive fiery sword and sword as well. There, well. Alright now, let's move on to a different one, huh? I'll probably... No, sorry. Sorry, my throat feels a little scratchy, sorry about that. Alright now, the Purifier, the Anointed Butcher. Alright, the Purifier, the Anointed Butcher, let's see, let me try to remember what I was trying to do with these guys. Let's see, you were going up against Nari. You were going up against... Yeah, you were going up against Amaterasu, I think. Wait, were you? No, right, alright, you were going up against Susano. Okay. We're going up against... Who was left again? Oh, yeah. Alright, now he opposes Amaterasu. He opposes Princess A. And is the dark leader of the evil in the zone of fantasy. Right now, I know. Oh wait, I have a better idea right now. Princess A. Alright, now I will try to modify it as I can. Alright, now Alright, now the Anointed Butcher. Alright, he is a being that looks like a fused together soldier. Fused together amalgamates of soldiers, actually. Of soldiers who are fused to a humanoid in a baseball cap and can generate all kinds of weapons. And as a bringer of conflict and violence through any means necessary to purify the world of the enemies of the heavens, which means innocent mortals, because he like all the enemies of humanity are corrupt celestials. He is known as a butcher and hunter and killer of men. Ow. I like that Foam Swordsman likes these guys. I like that Foam Swordsman likes these guys. Alright, now, let me try to... Alright, now, which ones were... Alright, now, which ones were the ones that were... Alright, Princess T was... Alright, now, he opposes Princess... He opposes Princess T and is the dark leader of the evil in the zone of nightmares. Alright, now, I bring the violence. I was out yesterday in my full regalia. Alright, you probably got lots of candy, yeah. Alright, the Anointed Miser would be in the zone of delusion, and this one would be in the zone of reality, yeah. Alright, now let's talk about. Alright, now it was great. Met some people for lots of pictures. Next time I'll drag along a photographer. Oh, that sounds really lovely. I like that. Alright, now the Dark Oiler. He is a being that resembles a large one-eyed armored jailer. Jailer fused with an eldritch cage containing tons of evil spirits inside of it. He rattles around chains with a large flail, barbed flail as a weapon. Weapon equipped with nine spiked balls. Alright, now. And little black dragons and little squishy flames are other little squishy pets. Oh. Many Foam Swordsmen, many plushes, or any kids who had costumes on. Oh, that you gave out squishy little foam skulls. Oh, and Foam Swordsman, many plushes. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. See, you're not all back to the foam. Mm, he is the oppressor of the innocent who sees them as a waste and a burden and believes they should feed the machine, which he does by binding their souls into his prison, using by force and evil contracts, while carrying out the suffering of mankind, and the destruction of what they build and make, even of Tulpas. Alright, yeah, I did mention Tulpa Man. Alright, they are all evil and willing to tell the child to attack and start fights. Dragons and demons and me and Fireball Buddy do not give out good influence. Oh, don't be like that now. Come on, fam. You can be a good guy if you really want to. Even a Skeleton Death Knight can be a good guy if they really want to be. Come on, Foam Swordsman, join the forces of good. Do you expect good life advice from a living Fireball? Yeah. Commit. Alright, now, become a pyromaniac. Do fireballs in real life. Do fireballs, burn them up. He opposes Princess S and is a dark leader of the evil in the zone of reality. Alright now, let's see the third one. Alright now, he is a being that resembles a twisted, smiling, a twisted humanoid with twisted limbs and a starved, ragged appearance, and a bird-like mask, and a set of scales in one hand. He is the master of lack, of poverty, and of the greed and exploitation of all life. Life influences the powerful to take from those who need at every opportunity until nothing is left. And everything is too expensive or rotted away in famines. Now, yeah, get out of here. That's right, get me. Oh no, a clanker, tried to get in. Get out of here, clanker. We don't need iron pots in Fairyland, no. No, pots made of iron in Fairyland need to, get out. Yeah, shoo. Get banned. That's right, get banned. Get banned. That's right, get banned. Get out. Get out, get banned. Get banned. Die, AI, die. Yeah, get out of here, you clanker. No clankers. Be gone, clanker. Alright, now. Thanks, Foam Swordsman. See, even Foam Swordsman, the Death Merchant, doesn't like scummy AI. And alright now. Too expensive and run away in famines and rots. Alright. which he controls. He opposes Princess. Alright, now, which of the princesses are left again? Let's see, alright now. Wait, wait, I remember now. Princess Ai and his, dark leader of the evil in the zone of delusion. Yeah, Delulu is Delulu, yeah. Alright now. The newborn are cursed all life, the crap of anti-life. That crap is anti-life and I hate it. The neverborn. The neverborn are cursed on all life, the crap is anti-life and I hate it. That's right. Alright now. Are you referring to AI? Each of them are the Dark Lords that rule the shadowy darkness festering in each zone, and all their worlds in the goddess of creation's creation, and all the worlds made and ruled by mankind and mankind's creations that those descended and made from topomancy by imagination, and rule the darkness in every shadow, every whisper in the mind, every brainworm that draws and influences people to evil and each world into ruin. They're not alright now. Dune has a shit right, they are not alive and they are wrong and will only lead to our downfall. Nah. Alright, I agree with that. Alright. Alright, Foam, yeah, that's nice. Alright now, I think I'm done with these for now. I might, edit them a little bit later. Alright, I might, alright, wait. I have an idea again. Rules the forces and powers of tyranny, and even was banished. Alright, now, the false despot does rule the forces and power. Alright, the false savior does, rule the powers of forces of tyranny, and was even banished to the dystopian timeline, which the Lords of Time watch over and hope never comes to pass, for it is the worst possible timeline, that's all who rule creation and time wish to prevent. Alright, yeah, that kind of leads into the time-space war conflict. Yeah. Since the false savior was actually banished into the dystopian timeline, which the regular timeline was kind of set to kind of avoid, but due to the time-space war and somebody stealing a time machine and messing with history to try and quote-unquote fix its mistakes, it kind of led into the dystopian timeline kind of led to the main timeline leading to the dystopian timeline, and all timelines kind of converging, and that kind of led to the false savior kind of taking over the world. So we had to kind of had to stop him. No way. Alright now. What if I? Alright now. What? Alright now. Alright now. Alright, what? Alright, now I'm gonna change from a skeleton to a white-headed, triangle-headed, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright, skeletal humanoid. Alright, now I'm gonna still make him skeletal though. But I'm gonna, make him like triangle headed, yeah. Kind of be like the Illuminati, yeah. Alright, yeah, alright now. Alright now, and we're gonna change it from white lad to white and gold lad. There we go. Alright now, there we go. Alright now. And rules over the Argothea cursed book he wrote and can summon and command. Yeah, alright now. He also rules over the Argothea curse book that he wrote that can summon and command monsters from the Hell Dimension between creation and dreams. Between creation and the void. Yeah, alright, yeah, there are between creation and the void, which were originally Lilith's servants. Servants Legion. Yeah, basically the Argothea is like a curse book that's connected like to Lilith and all that. And basically allows whoever has it to basically summon members of Legion. Which, if used by an evil person, they're more than willing to go along with it, but they kind of have their own goals. But yeah, anybody else will probably be cursed or dragged to hell or something like that. Yeah, we're putting in the Argothea into the lore too. Like it's originally a book created with angelic language. There was originally a book created with angelic language to summon the Celestials, but somebody decided to reverse engineer it for evil and created the Argothea, which allows for the summoning of demons. Yeah, the Argothea is also how Lumina Knight, summoned the Eldritch Castle of Horrors from Eldritch Castle of Horrors, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, alright now. I think we've done a lot, I think I've come up with some pretty decisive lore. Just from that alone, yeah. Right now, let's pick some groups to put it in. Alright, I'm just gonna put it in every group. As usual. Alright, now let's submit that. Alright, whoops. Hold on. Yeah, by the way, Clankers are not... By the way, I'd like to reiterate that Clankers are not alive and therefore not people. Yeah, I think the AI uprising is a mistake. The AI uprising will be humanity's greatest mistake, and we're definitely going to create something like AM. Oh wait, is Inamati frozen? Alright, I think Inamati might be frozen. Alright, let me try fixing that real quick. Alright, now I'm going to try to fix that. Alright now. Alright now, come on. Camera, please! Please work up. Alright now. Alright now, hopefully we can fix that. Alright, camera! Alright now, I think we got it. Oh, come on now. Alright, come on. There we go, now I'm fixed. Alright, sorry about that. I think it might be a little bit, but I think it might be a little buggy, I'm sorry. Alright, now, let's see if we can create a... Alright, let's try to create a dungeon. Let's see, Alright, now, how about... Alright, now. Let's see, what comes to mind immediately? Oh, I know. Alright, now, planet... Alright, now, planets... Alright, now, let's make Planet Hack, yeah. Alright, Planet Heck. Which... Alright, Planet Heck is a world that is in a dying universe that is beyond the great darkness of Earth Eye's space time in another dimension in a dead zone between reality and dreams. And as such, each world in that dimension was involved in violence, brutal conflicts, which made many of the stars die and cry out in pain, leaving their lights with no warmth behind them, and many planets are destroyed and had their cores ripped out, like someone with their hearts brutally and violently ripped from their chest. Oops, I almost spelled form instead of form. Yeah, that's a common mistake to write. From their chest. And at the center of it all is a realm that's, due to visitations in other realities and invasions in Earth Eye's main universe, became known as demons. Yeah, so basically, demons throughout various cultures, though they are basically aliens. Yeah, so this is kind of all right. Now, have you guys ever heard of Childhood's End? Have you guys ever heard of Childhood's End? It's kind of a similar twist to that, yeah. Where the quote unquote demons were actually like space aliens or something. Yeah, this is a little bit different from that. It's a little bit more like Doom, a little bit, but And also, I kind of, have you guys ever played like a Train Odyssey? Which one was it? With the Redshift Corridor song? It's kind of like the sixth stratum from one of those. Let's see, was that a Train Odyssey 5? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was that Train Odyssey 5. Yeah. Yeah, I was inspired by that as well as Childhood's End. Yeah. All right now. And it is ruled by an evil red-eyed cat. Yeah, her red-eyed alien cats who gained a reputation for trading soul energy, which it feeds on in exchange for life, and pilots a death machine of cosmic power, known as the Star Scourge. Oh yeah, the Star Scourge, which is responsible for much of the destruction of its universe. Yeah, basically, this other dimension is basically almost like a dying universe that's basically almost dead. Basically, the reason for his incursion into Earth Eye's main universe is to prolong and extend is people can start anew, which it often does by converting other planets by force into new planet hex into a new planet heck. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah, alright now, have you guys ever seen the Superman animated series? Yeah, it's kinda like the Apocalypse bombs. You know, the ones that, can convert plants into, like, Apocalypse, yeah. Of course, evil red-eyed white cat, alien cat. You guys have probably, seen Madoka, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why it looks like that. As for why it has red eyes, have you guys ever played Chronicles of the Wolf? Yeah, basically there's like monsters that are basically like little cats with, red eyes, and they're said to be quote-unquote the familiars of evil. So I thought, why not make that into like an evil, familiar that, pretends to be a magical girl familiar, is kind of, known for trading soul energy for, in exchange for all sorts of things like power. Yeah, there we go. Alright, yeah. Yeah. It even pretends to be on the side of heroes, pretending to be a friendly celestial familiar, while turning them slowly into servants of Planet Heck. Right now, Planet Heck's designation in the great darkness beyonds is a quadrant of space known as section 666. Alright now. Alien Cats rules over many legions of demons that are actually space aliens that resemble stereotypical demons, basically. Including ones from various religious lores. And their various interpretations. Yeah, so this is basically kind of responsible. These guys are basically kind of responsible for that. Planet Heck itself is a burning sulfurous and brimstone what they called inner lair. Yeah, with a cold inner lair and deep dark miserable pits. Deep dark miserable pits, yeah. Sometimes they even abduct life forms for various purposes, such as slaves. Yeah, that's not good, obviously. That's obviously not good. Alright now. I think I did enough to, get you a basic idea of, what Planet Heck is like. Alright, what do you guys think? Alright, don't jump up and down all at once. Alright now, I think we did quite enough for today. Oh, wait, I should probably put that on the end of my story. Yeah, that is, that is basically new lore that I recently came up with. Alright, the reason why it's called Planet Heck is, have you guys ever played Earthworm Jim? Once in a while, the alien, cat that rolls over it is kind of like Evil Cat a little bit. Only they're a little bit more like Madoka, so the little, you know, infamous QP. Alright now. Alright now, I think I did quite enough for... Alright, I think I did quite enough for today, yeah. I think I did quite enough for today, alright. Alright, now... Or do you guys want me to keep going? Let's see, let's change the scene for a little bit. Alright, now let's go over to... Alright, I'm gonna go over to Twitch right now. Okay. Alright, let's raid... Alright, now I know who to raid. Alright, I have an idea of who to raid, alright? Let's go... Alright, let's raid Akami, yeah. Raid Akami. Alright, you guys are gonna like Akami. She's like a sneak VTuber, yeah. You guys are gonna like her. Alright, I believe she is playing like Pokemon AZ right now. I don't know, I think Inamani's frozen again. Oh well, that's okay. Alright, that's okay. Alright, we got some movement. Alright now. Come on, Inamani. Come on, Inamani, wake up. That's okay. I'll leave it like that for now. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye. Alright now, there we go. Alright now, Moonbat Raid.